Hi everybody and welcome back to another class. We're outside today, it's a beautiful day in my little pop-up tent. Hopefully I'm in the screen for most of this, but we'll play with it as we go. Today I think the only thing you're going to need is a PVC pipe or a dowel or a broomstick for some shoulder and hip mobility that of course we're going to be doing. But today we're going to start on the floor and we're going to go through all the stages of what we call developmental patterning in physical therapy. And all that means is the first movement you learn as a child is to lay on your back, and then you learn to roll over on your tummy, then you learn how to sit, then you learn how to go through half kneel, and then you learn how to stand and walk. So we're going to go through a mobility series in all of those different stages. Okay, follow me down onto the floor. What we're going to do is lay on our back. We're going to stretch out. Laying on our back, we're going to bring both arms overhead. We're going to reach overhead and we're going to point our toes. Toes are reaching towards the opposite wall. Fingers are reaching overhead. You're going to relax your arms on the floor after a deep breath. So inhale, exhale, and let the arms relax on the floor. Go ahead and tighten your abs, squeeze your quads, squeeze your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, relax it all. And slowly trying to get those biceps to rest on the floor next to your ears. So we're going to take a deep breath in, we're going to contract our abs, contract our quads, point our toes, contract, reach overhead, breathe in, and relax your breath, and let everything fall to the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Contract your abs, squeeze your quads, squeeze your butt, point your toes, reach overhead as far as you can, breathe in, and relax. Those arms should be settling a little bit easier to the floor. And one more time. Squeeze your abs, contract your quads, point your toes, reach overhead, squeeze. Exhale your breath. And relax your arms. Very good. From this point, we're going to roll onto our stomach. We're going to keep those elbows right under our shoulders. You're going to squeeze your abs, you're going to squeeze your butt, and you're going to push yourself up into a low cobra. And what I would like to see is a lot of space in between your shoulders and your ears. And you're going to give me a nice, beautiful chin tuck. So you're tucking your chin. And from here, you're going to look over your right shoulder to your left shoulder. Look back down and come straight back down. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press up, keeping our abs and glutes tight. We're going to chin tuck, look to our right. Chin tuck, look to our left. Come right back into center and back down. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt, push up off the floor. Lots of space in between shoulder and ear. Look to your right and look to your left. Great job. We're going to do 2 more just like that. Keeping our core and glutes engaged. We're pushing up. Nice little chin tuck. And right to left. Slowly come back down. Keeping everything engaged and tight, pushing up off the floor, keeping a nice neutral neck. And looking over our right shoulder. And looking over our left shoulder. Perfect. From here, we're going to push up onto hands. Wrists directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. You're going to flex your spine up towards the ceiling and extend your spine down to the floor. We're going to do 10 of these. Remember, this is a great way to just build in some fluidity into your spine. And we are not going from one extreme motion to the other, a little bit in between. Good. Just build in some movement. Should feel really nice, really good. You can pause in between if I'm going too fast. Go at your own pace. Great. We're going to kick out that right foot into our tactical frog. Spine is going to stay neutral. If you get into this position, it means your adductors are very tight, and your goal for this exercise is just to go from a neutral spine to a flexed spine. For those who have enough extensibility in this muscle, you're going to rock your hips back towards your heel, maintaining that neutral spine. Good, just rocking back and forth. to point those toes up towards the ceiling. Hopefully each time you rock your hips back, you're getting a little bit lower to the ground, again without your spine rounding. We'll do 2 more here. Perfect. Let's switch sides. Kick that left foot out, toes are up, spine is tall and in a good neutral position. Let's rock back and forth. Taking a moment to pause at that end range and then come out of it. Good job, keep going. Fight for that range of motion with good integrity of your spine. If you get this far and your spine starts to curve, then that's where you stop and pause. Let's do 3 more here. And last one on this side. Okay, let's start in that hands and knees position again. You're gonna find your right foot all the way up into a low lunge position. From here, I'd like you to try and get your elbow to touch the floor. And then from there, you're gonna come back up. You're gonna pop up that back leg and you're gonna rotate towards the ceiling. From here, you're gonna pause and you're going to look over your left shoulder and you're gonna look over your right shoulder. You're gonna come back down into that starting position and you're gonna switch feet. Left foot comes forward, drop that back knee, bring that elbow to that instep. Take a breath. Come on up. Pop up onto that back knee. You're going to rotate and look up towards the ceiling. Now look down to the floor at your right hand and look up at the ceiling. Good. Let's do that sequence 3 times on each side. So I'm going to switch feet, drop into that low lunge, slowly drop that elbow to the floor, breathe, come on up, pop onto those toes, that back knee comes up, rotate, look down to the floor, and look up to the ceiling. Great. Switch sides. Left foot meets the hands, drop down that back knee, slowly come down here, take pause, up you go, pop up that back knee, rotate, and look from the ceiling down to the floor, and back up to the ceiling. Great job. Let's do that flow 1 more time on each side. If you find that you cannot get that elbow down to the floor without your spine completely caving, then maybe your goal is to just push that knee out, staying proud and tall in your chest during that motion. Okay, we've popped up. We're looking down at that hand, looking back up, top hand, and we will switch. Last time on the left side. Slowly come down, elbow to the floor. Take a breath. Go and pop up that back leg, rotate your spine. Looking from the ceiling back down to that hand on the floor, back up, and come together. Good. From here, we're going to come up onto a high kneel position or a half kneel position. 90 degrees in that front leg, 90 degrees underneath you from hips and knees. All I'm going to ask you to do is get really tall with your posture. You're going to reach that right arm overhead. Squeeze your gut, squeeze your butt so you feel a stretch in this position. You're going to reach towards the ceiling. Other hand's going to reach to the floor. Once again, you're going to look over your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Come on back down into a high kneel position. Switch sides. So you're going to squeeze your gut and butt, get really tall in your posture. Left arm comes up overhead. Right arm reaches to the floor. You're going to look over your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Good. So we're bringing in a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. Arm goes overhead to add in the lat. Good. Look over left shoulder, right shoulder. Switch sides. We're going to do this about 3 times on each. Look over shoulder, other shoulder. Good. Staying really tight the entire time, always feeling a stretch in front of that hip. Reach overhead, look over one side, look over the other. You might feel a little tension in your neck, and that's okay. We're trying to break up that stiffness. Reach overhead, reach to the floor, look over one shoulder, look over the other. Great job. Okay, we are now coming up onto our feet. Go ahead and grab that dowel or PVC pipe. Okay, let's take that PVC pipe or that broom handle, feet are shoulder width or hip width apart, let's say. We're going to go through some shoulder rolls. So overhead to behind, up and overhead, and in front. Bring in some thoracic extension, nice proud tall chest. Think about pushing that dowel away from you, up and overhead, creating the biggest diameter circle around you. You're concentrating on keeping your glutes tight, your abs are braced. Go up and through this 2 more times. If you have shoulder pain through full range of motion, try and go as far overhead as what feels comfortable, and then come right back down. Okay, if you followed these videos before, you know what's next. We're going into a good morning. So again, if you don't have a dowel, you can just do shoulder circles. And if you don't have a dowel for this, you can put hands behind your head for the good morning. So dowel is in a back squat position. You're going to create those high arches in your feet. Remember, that's an active foot. You're going to feel your knees and hips spin out to a neutral position. Squeeze and brace your core. You're going to sit your butt back. Torso stays nice and tall and proud. We're going to come in and out of these good mornings 10 times. The whole point of this movement is to keep a neutral spine and get a nice dynamic stretch in your hamstrings. Good. Always keeping weight through the entire foot. Good. Let's do 4 more. That's 3. That's 2. And 1. We're going to place our dowel down to the side, and we're going to go through some sumo squat stretches. Now, I'm going to ask that you get your feet a little bit wider than what is normal, or what feels normal for a squat. Hands are going to come straight out in front of you. You're going to spin those knees out into a high arch, and you're slowly going to come down to the bottom of your squat. From here, you're going to place your hands out in front of you. You're trying to keep a flat back as you get a hamstring stretch. And then you're coming straight back down. So I'm pretending my hands are resting on a low table, and they're not really moving a lot. But my hips and my knees are getting good stretching as my spine tries to stay as stiff as possible. Good. If your shoulders don't let you keep your hands out here, you can certainly drop them down. But it's much easier to curve your spine if your hands drop. So this is a little bit of a challenge to keep your hands a little bit upright. Good job. Spin those knees out as you come down. Good. You're going to grab that dowel one more time. We're going to go into an overhead squat. So hands are about as wide as they are formed like a little W formation, not too far away. Another good way to track your grip with is put the dowel on top of your head, and your elbow should be a 90-degree angle. From there, you're going to push straight up. You're going to find that squat width again. I'm going at an angle here. You're going to set your butt back just a little bit. Come on down into that squat. Stand back up. We're doing 10 overhead squats. Good. Think about breaking that bar in half by externally rotating those shoulders. You're thinking about showing those armpits. Good job. Let's do 4 more. And 1 more. Excellent job. We're going to go through that sequence one more time with a little bit of variation. Instead of shoulder rolls, we're going to go through some helicopters. So again, our abs are braced, squeezing our butt, trying to get through this full range of motion in our shoulders. Great, let's switch directions. Good. There's 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's go into those good mornings, 10 good mornings. So I'm setting my feet in a nice brace position, squeezing my abs, sitting back in my hips, and as I stand stand up, I'm squeezing my butt, squeezing my quads, and standing up tall. Good job. 4. There's 5. Always a really good idea to do these in front of a mirror. Sometimes people feel like they're keeping a neutral spine, but they're really creating a lot more flexion than they're anticipating. That can be a pain generator down the line. Let's do 3 more. Good. Set that dowel off to the side. Let's go into that sumo squat stretch where we're trying to keep our hands out in front of us. Squeeze your gut, lower on down to the bottom of your squat. Try and stay tall in your spine as you kick back into those hamstring stretches. Fighting to keep those knees out. Good job, I know you're feeling this. There's 8. I'm fighting really hard to keep my knees from collapsing in because, oh, they want to. Good. Come on back down, stand on up with your dowel, and we'll finish off this mobility session with 10 overhead squats. So I'm going to find my width in my hands, find my width in my feet, press up, pressing that dowel up towards the ceiling, staying tight in my gut and my butt, trying to come straight down in between my knees, pushing back up, squeeze your butt. Good job. Everybody asks, where should your toes be pointing? Depends on the anatomy of your hip. My hips tend to flare out, so I walk like a duck. Some people can have their toes straight ahead and still clear their hips into the bottom of their squat. Others need to toe out. It's always up to what your anatomy is. Whatever feels comfortable. And as long as your knees don't fall inside your feet, you're good to go. Okay, I lost count. I'm gonna do 3 more. There's 3, 2, last one. Great job, you guys. Thanks for following along with me today outside. I hope you're feeling a little bit more warmed up. Until next time.